I got started building guitars because I was doing repair work. I got to see some really nice instruments, and I just felt like I had to try, and so I built my very first guitar, which was basically like a mid-50s D18 Martin. Used a German spruce top and did the bracing very similar to how Martin did, except I tapered them a little bit more along the lines of the early Guild guitars, and it turned out really nice. Could have sold it 3 times, and it was definitely my being hooked onto making guitars full-time, and the desire to build guitars, and especially the Martin style guitars. The things that make the golden era Martin guitars special is the combination of the woods, the design, and I believe even the cosmetic trim, because Martin was very careful in how they decorated their guitars, and very, very slow to come around to putting in extra inlay and doing sunburst finishes and that sort of thing. Their bracing, the wood thicknesses, the air volume inside the bodies, that sort of thing. I felt like it was just a perfect blend, and produced a great sounding guitar. I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with those Martins, that design and the various elements, and that's why I chose to emulate them.
This guitar has been a really good friend to me for a lot of years. It's seen some use and abuse. It sounded great from the very first note I hit on it, and it's done nothing to get better. It's inspired me to write some instrumental music, and you know, I just can't say enough about the tone that I'm able to get out of this guitar. You know, it helps to have the very finest materials in it, but you know, the build is what is important, and Jim got the formula down right with that.
I know what it's like to see someone pick up a pre-war Martin and strum it, and for the first time get it. They know what it's about. That sound, the feel of the back resonating against their ribs, the fullness of the sound of those guitars, the way that you hear it as you're playing it just as clearly as the person all the way across the room hears it. And knowing that those guitars are extremely rare, the originals, and that they're extremely expensive when you can find one, I want to be able to offer people who could never have afforded those original Martins a chance to experience that same sound and feel and the vibe of those guitars, because there really is nothing like it. It's the sum of all of its parts and how they are shaped, how they are put together, and how the guitar is completed. Every detail matters, because I've heard guitars that were extremely well made. They had Adirondack spruce tops with scallop bracing, old growth Brazilian rosewood, everything, and they didn't sound very good. So it's not just those things that people get fixated on. It's not the thin lacquer finish. It's not the hot hide glue that they're assembled with. It's not the wood being aged for 20 years prior to being assembled. The guitar, a good guitar, is the sum of all of its parts and how those parts are put together.